দাদা, যোগচার্ণক বলে কি কাউকে চেনেন?
যোগচার্ণক? নামটা চেনা চেনা লাগছে। একটা কাজ করুন, এখান থেকে সোজা চলে যান, বাঁদিকে প্রথম বাঁদিকটা নেবেন, পরের ডান দিকে চলে যাবেন। যদি না পান ঘুরে আসুন, আমি তো আছি এটা। কাজ করুন না, আপনি রেডিওতে একটা বিজ্ঞাপন দিন, ওখানে বলবে যোগচার্ণক অফ ক্যালকাটা, আপনি যেখানেই থাকুন না কেন ফুটকার কাছে চলে আসুন, ইনক্রেডিবল ইন্ডিয়া আপনাকে খুঁজছে।
If you ask Foodka, what exactly is the true food for Kolkata? Rather, which is that food item with which you could identify the city of Kolkata? We would actually have no answer to that. We'd rather say Calcutta or Kolkata is a true melting pot, a confluence of various communities, of people who have travelled from various continents and have made Kolkata their home. And that's why we have the great Thali of Calcutta or Kolkata. India Tourism Kolkata and the Foodka family welcome you to Season 7. More than 300 years ago, a British gentleman reached a village named Shutanuti, and that day marked the first establishment of organized British trade in Bengal. Business flourished, and so did the village. Shutanuti, Gobindapur and Dighi Kolikata, 3 villages were merged, and our city of love, Calcutta, was born. With changing times, the city also started to evolve, to change, to rediscover itself. Cattle and palki waved away to cars, and so did the food habits of common and not so common men. Bengali food got enriched with the European style. French patisserie moved in with Indian sweets. From the Jewish bakery to probably the first hotel in Asia, our city Calcutta has witnessed so many changes. Food that we claim to be ours may have their origins in some other continent, and this storyline will talk of those forgotten tales.
We have been asked a number of times that what is our food? Now, if our food means Kolkata food, we have this platter, biryani, momo, fish fry, chow mein, cakes. But are they really our food? Mughlai, Chinese, Armenian, Punjabi, Jewish, all these communities have come to Calcutta, enriched our food culture and made it the Kolkata food.
Kolkata is a city that is more than 300 years old, and over time, people from various communities from all across the globe have visited this city and made her their own. We have learned from their food habits and created a separate palette for the city of Kolkata. And this is why on this special journey, we trace the roots from Calcutta to Kolkata. There is a strange unwritten way of relishing Bengali food. It glides from one course to another. We are not supposed to have shukto at the end of a Bengali meal, and apparently there is logic to that. Or is there no logic at all? Who cares as long as the food satisfies our soul? In Calcutta, we have a peaceful coexistence of spice hotels with Bengali fine dining restaurants. What started as a meal available for a few paisa gradually evolved into fine dining restaurants serving lip-smacking Bengali food. The century-old Siddheshwari Ashram coexists with Ahili, the first fine dining restaurant dedicated to Bengali cuisine. And this paved the way for multiple other communities influencing the food of Calcutta, making it a cultural melting pot. If we talk about the hospitality scene in Kolkata, we can't really miss out on the grand property at Esplanade. Number 13 Chaurangi Road was the residence of Colonel Grant in the early 19th century. After him, Mrs. Annie Monk converted it into a boarding house. And probably this was the first time the place got the taste of hospitality. Armenian businessman Mr. Arathun Stephen bought out the place from the lady in 1911 and established what we know as one of the best hotels in Calcutta. Come, let's take a look at the grand heritage.
Oberoi Grand, a hotel which has stood for almost 150 years now. The Oberoi Group overtook the operations in 1938, and that's where the legacy of Rai Bahadur Mohan Singh Oberoi got created. I am really proud to be leading and being part of this historical and heritage team which has been able to sustain the experiences over the years. So as the world evolves, as the world learns, as the world innovates, we at the Oberoi Grand also learn, innovate and evolve with this new normal. One of the most important needs of the guests will be and is currently safety and security in a hotel. So as a hotel, we've laid down stringent guidelines of hygiene practices. So much so we've attached ourselves to Bureau Veritas, which is again an agency which not only audits but ensures that all guidelines are followed to the T. So it remains a hotel for the entire city and pride of the entire city.
If anyone has any doubt about Kolkata's secular fabric, the person should just visit Bow Barracks.
Move around for 200 to 300 meters and you will find Parsi community on one side, Chinese, Anglo-Indian, Buddhist, Bengali, Hindu, Muslim. Each community enriching the other.
The place that we're currently at is Bow Barracks, and it really brightens up during the festival of Christmas, where people from all communities from all across the globe come visiting.
And once you visit Bow Barracks, do taste the cakes from Borua. So here we are having the sugarcane juice in Dalhousie area, but it was not the same a couple of centuries back. Around 190 years back, definitely India's and probably Asia's first hotel, Spence Hotel, was there in this part of the city.
Oh, really?
Wilson's Bakery was very nearby, but due to some problem, it was shifted to Waterloo Street. And today's Lalit Great Eastern Hotel is at the same place at Waterloo Street. It has got the Wilson's Bakery till date, and their bakery items are extremely famous.
And we have tasted those items on Foodka previously.
Bingo. And you are absolutely right.
That's the Wilson's Bakery.
The Great Eastern Hotel started in 1840 and this was the first hotel of Asia running for 165 years. The first hotel in Asia again to get electricity, and in 2013 December we started the bakery. The bakery has always been a great connect with people of Kolkata, and I being from outside of Kolkata, it was a great experience for me when on 24th of December 2013 we opened the bakery for selling the fruit cakes and the plum cakes. Before the sale started, I was surprised to see almost 200 people lined up, and most of them were senior citizens, and that gave an immense honor and a pleasure to serve to the people of Kolkata.
Our next stop on this incredible journey for incredible India, Calcutta to Kolkata, is 19 Nawab Abdur Rahman Street. Let me explain the location. Behind me is the famous Rafi Ahmed Kidwai Road. On the top of the road, you will find a famous jewellery shop, and just beside that is this lane which takes you to this fine bakery, of which you get the smell of freshly baked cakes. Of course, if you have COVID, then that's a different case altogether.
I Foodka.
I Bhaipo, I Sultana.
I Saldana started in 1930 by my grandmother, Obalina Saldana. The I in the I Saldana is my grandfather's name, Ignatius Saldana. Having studied in Jesuit schools, they took the names of the patron saints. After that, my grandmother handed it over to my dad, who was basically a chartered accountant but gave up and came into the business. My dad is credited with the walnut cake, which was very famous, and the coconut macaroon. In those days, we had boxmen who would go all over Calcutta with the iconic black boxes with I Saldana written on it. The entire length and breadth of the city, to schools, to institutions, and to all the residential areas. And that is why a lot of Calcuttans today still remember the boxmen with the lovely delicacies, the pastries, the flaky patties, cheese puffs, who would go door to door, house to house, and whom they would look forward to regularly each day.
From Calcutta to Kolkata, this has been an incredible journey for Saldanas.
India Tourism Kolkata and Team Foodka presents Season 7, Calcutta to Kolkata, an incredible journey. Our next stop is Raj's Spanish Cafe on number 7 Sutter Street. We are at this beautiful cafe which promotes food from all across the globe, and behind me is this beautiful graffiti wall where you see this lady watering a tree, and if you notice carefully, each branch of the tree is actually a separate continent, and right in the center you have incredible India. This is where we are today, and this is a place which is a confluence, a true melting pot for various communities. If you walk across the street, you will probably bump into a Japanese, you could bump into a Korean, you could also bump into a Chinese, a European, someone from Spain, someone from France. You also have a lot of Bangladeshis around this area, and they all come here to spread love and cheer for India. Right here, as you see in this tree, you have different branches belonging to different continents of the world coming together for India.
And if we need to talk about Raj Spanish Cafe, there is this Bengali gentleman who has opened up a Spanish cafe which is equally famous for its Italian food, and we definitely need to talk about it. We have pizza, we have pasta, which we'll be having shortly. But for a restaurant, can we ask the owner itself?
So in Calcutta, we had the days of the British Raj, and in Kolkata, we have only Raj.
শুরুটা একটা অ্যাক্সিডেন্ট বলতে পারেন, যেরকম হিন্দিতে আছে পাপি পেট কা সওয়াল হ্যায়, স্ট্রেট ফ্রম দেয়ার। এই ক্যাফেটা আমি পেলাম 2008 সালে। জায়গাটা পাওয়ার সাথে সাথে আমি স্টার্ট করলাম। আমি তো আর কিছু জানতাম না, আমি আজকেও রান্না কিছু জানি না, কিছু করতে পারি না। তবে হ্যাঁ, আমার কাছে লোকজন আছে, আমার স্টাফ আছে, আমার ভাই আছে, যারা সবাই মিলে এই জিনিসটা করতে পারে। আর ধীরে ধীরে সবাই এখান থেকেই শিখেছে, অথেন্টিক সব কিছুই এখানেই শেখা। আর ফরেনাররা যখন আসে, ইটালিয়ান এলো তো ইটালিয়ান পিৎজা শেখালো, স্প্যানিশ এলো সে পায়েইয়া শেখালো, যে যেটা আসছে সেটাই শেখাচ্ছে। তো আমরা শিখতে রাজি আছি যদি কেউ শেখাতে রাজি থাকে।
And now at Raj's Spanish Cafe, allow me to introduce you to the very popular dishes which are not just popular with our friends from India but also from abroad. Right in front of me is a non-veg pizza. Foodka has a margherita, which is a classic vegetarian pizza. We have the spaghetti carbonara, and we also have a dish called pollo asado, which is
Classic roasted chicken.
let's eat.
I always had a gut feeling that some Indian paratha went abroad to study and never really came back. Jokes apart, so we have many types of pizza. Simple margarita pizza, slightly thicker with lots of tomato sauce, thin crust pizza, and somewhere in between. So basically there are two varieties, veg and non-veg. Cost of a pizza here ranges from around 300 to 450-500 rupees depending on the veg or non-veg variety. Pollo asado should cost you around 250 rupees. Pocket pinch for 2 would be around 800 rupees at the maximum.
Now you have two options. Either you can eat inside the cafe or you can sit outside like us right in front of this amazing graffiti wall which has been done up by the owner's daughter along with a Mexican lady.
Now the question you have all been asking for, what are the Foodka favorites? Definitely the pizza, whichever you take, fungi, Mexican, non-veg, veg, the pollo asado, which is done in a limited portion, you need to pre-order it, the tiramisu and the spaghetti carbonara.
The puchka is the lifeline of Kolkata street food. Those small, fluffy, crispy, stuffed roundels are something we live for. Every puchka wala, in our opinion, can teach any management graduate a thing or two on customer service. Imagine a situation where a puchka seller is serving 10 customers at the same time. Trust us, he'll be preparing at least 5 to 8 varieties of taste with the same ingredients. Those minuscule tweaks in taste, some invisible tricks in the ingredients, and remembering exactly who loves which combo. And this combination will change for the next set of customers. You're watching this incredible journey of incredible India, Calcutta to Kolkata. Now, if you're talking about Calcutta or Kolkata, you must talk about biryani. So here we are at Mrs. Talat Kadri's residence to have some biryani. There is a basic difference between biryani cooked in a restaurant and biryani cooked at home. Foodka finds out for incredible India. रेस्टोरेंट वाली बिरयानी और घर पे पकी हुई बिरयानी में बेसिक फर्क क्या है, ये बताएंगी मिसेस तलत कादरी।
रेस्टोरेंट में जो आप बिरयानी खाते हैं उसकी और घर के बिरयानी के मसाले में बहुत फ़र्क होता है। जो हम घर में बिरयानी बनाते हैं उसमें मसाला थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा हम लेते हैं और कुछ इंग्रेडिएंट जो ख़ास पड़ती है वो हम ज़्यादा डालते हैं। इस वजह से घर की बिरयानी अच्छी बनती है। और जैसे कि हमारी माँ बनाती हैं, बहनें बनाती हैं, तो वेस्टली बिरयानी अच्छी ही बनेगी, प्यार से मोहब्बत से बनाते हैं।
The Mughals ruled in India from 1526 till 1707. Aurangzeb died in 1707 and Aurangzeb was the last established Mughal emperor. And each and every Mughal emperor contributed towards the development and evolution of Mughlai food. After 1707, Awadh became a very important state in northern India. So I would say the skeleton was the Mughlai food, and the body, the flesh, the nerves and other aspects were being added by the Awadhi rulers. The most prominent was Asaf-ud-Daula. These Awadh rulers had Persian origin and they made the food more sophisticated. So when Waid Ali Shah, the last ruler of Awadh, when he came to Calcutta, so he came with a food which was Mughlai, the base was Mughlai, and the top portion was Awadhi. So in Calcutta what we have, what we known as the Mughlai food, is basically a culmination of the Mughlai and the Awadhi cuisine. गोश्त आप तोड़े हैं, ये अगर आप फोक से करते तो वो फीलिंग नहीं आता, आपको पता नहीं चलता कितना वो मुलायम है।
I have tasted biryani in multiple places across restaurants, states. But what I can find the difference between the restaurant biryani and the home biryani is the richness. It's actually a gila cut, meaning it's much more rich in texture and much juicier in nature. Definitely not for the faint-hearted. The meat, what I can find, it's probably from the shoulder cut. I'm not very sure on that part, but what I'm sure of is that the meat is of Riwazi mutton, that fat factor definitely adding to the taste.
Our next stop on this incredible tour for Incredible India, Calcutta to Kolkata, is this fantastic heritage sweet shop, Bhim Chandro Nag. And we are tasting the famous sweet called
Lady Kenny.
There's a history to it, right?
This is the story of a person who had moved mountains to please his wife. During the year 1858, the Viceroy of India was the gentleman Charles Canning, his wife Lady Canning. To please his wife, he had to ask Mr. Prabhas Chandro Nag to prepare a special sweet named after Lady Canning, as we know today, Lady Kenny. The shop was started in 1826 and till date, the most favorite sweet is Lady Kenny.
So Lady Kenny came from Lady Canning. Now, there's another very interesting thing that we must tell you. Bhim Chandro Nag is one sweet shop that has links with almost every other sweet shop in this city. Here's what the owner has to say.
সেন মহাশয় আমার কাকিমার বাপের বাড়ি, এদিকে যদি দেখেন নকুর নন্দী, সেটা আমার বাবার ছোড়দিদা। সো লাইক দিস উই আর অল রিলেটেড। কেসিরাজ যেমন আমাদের পিসি, বিয়ে হয়েছে পিসি। আর আমার পিসি বলতে গেলে চন্দননগরে আপনারা যদি যান সূর্যকুমার মোদক, সেটা আমার পিসির দোকান। সো এইভাবে মানে আপনারা লিঙ্ক কিছু না কিছু খুঁজে পাবেন না মিষ্টির দোকানে, বেশিরভাগ মিষ্টির দোকান যেগুলো নাম করা মিষ্টির দোকান রয়েছে।
Now, when you visit Bhim Chandro Nag, you just cannot afford to miss this antique clock, which also has a unique history.
Not one, but there are two stories. The first one tells us that this clock came from Europe. It is a British-made European clock, but the digits are in Bengali. The story is Lady Canning was very happy, but Charles Canning visited the shop and noticed there is no clock here to check the time. He asked the European watchmaker company Cook & Kelvey to prepare something which has got Bengali digits, and this clock was born. The second one tells us that somebody from the head office of Cook & Kelvey visited this shop, was very happy and gifted this shop the clock.
So since 1858, this clock has been in action. Now, if you add up the digits, so it's 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7, you add up till 12, how much do you get? I'll tell you. You get 78. So a little bit of trivia. In the year 1978, Argentina beat Netherlands to lift the FIFA World Cup for the first time. In the same year, Amitabh Bachchan had 3 blockbuster hits, Dawn, Trishul and Mukaddar Ka Sikandar. And in the year 1978, on the 19th of April, he was born. On this incredible journey for Incredible India, Calcutta to Kolkata, we're on the banks of the river Hooghly. You look at the city from the other side or this side, she's equally beautiful. Gobindapur, Dighi Kolikata and Shutanuti. These 3 villages came together to form the city of Calcutta, or Kolkata as we know today. There are countless stories about the city and also the food.
Remember the year 1858? Lady Kenny was born to impress Lady Canning. Historically, in the same year, Calcutta city was handed over from East India Company to British dynasty, and the new history began for the city Calcutta, or today's Kolkata.
This river has witnessed many a story, many a battle. Times have changed, people have changed, but the city has remained the same. It was Tilottama before and still is. We will be sharing more stories in our next episode. Till then, do subscribe to our Foodka channel on YouTube. Like, share and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for notifications on this incredible journey for incredible India.